Hey everyone, just a quick video tonight on the composition of the Earth. We're going to take a look at what science says our Earth is comprised of. We've got our different layers. Let's look at those first. We've got our tectonic plates, and then this first layer would be the crust, the mantle, the outer core, and the inner core. Okay, so what are those made of? Okay, the crust is the tectonic plates. They didn't really define that in the article I read, and it's not important to what we're looking at here. Okay, after the crust, we've got the mantle. The mantle is made of silicon, iron, magnesium, aluminum, oxygen, and other minerals. Okay, the inner core, or excuse me, the outer core. The outer core is liquid nickel iron alloy. Okay, it's a liquid. And in the center of that is a ball of iron. So we've got an iron ball, a liquid nickel iron alloy. We have the mantle, silicon, iron, magnesium, aluminum, oxygen, and other minerals, and we have the crust. Now, how do scientists determine these properties? Well, let's take a look at some things. The furthest we've ever drilled down any hole on the whole planet, the furthest we've ever drilled down is 7.5 miles. Okay? We didn't even make it to 8 miles. We've drilled down 7.5 miles. Doesn't make it through the crust. The crust is 18 miles to 30 miles thick. But we better check at the ocean. At the ocean, the crust is as little as 3 miles thick. But there's the water too. So how far have we drilled down into the ocean floor? Oh, it looks like 1.48 miles to drill for oil. The crust is estimated 3 miles. I'm going to say estimated. Okay. We've never been through the crust, folks. Now, here's how NASA says they determined all this information. And I really like the liquid moat around the iron ball. That just fascinates me. Using waves emitted by earthquakes, scientists get a sense of the innards. That's straight out of the textbooks. That's right. Read them and weep. Waves emitted by earthquakes give scientists a sense of the innards of the Earth, of course, not their own innards. They should spend more time with their own innards. Okay, now they have also used seismological and magnetic field data along with, okay, so they can't just use that by itself. They have to use that along with theoretical calculations. You can interpret that in a lot of ways, but I'm just going to go straight with theoretical. As it stands, theoretical. So seismological and magnetic field data along with theoretical calculations. So they've taken lines like this and maybe magnetic field lines, and they can tell by that into a land that they've never seen, the inside of the Earth. They can tell all these wonderful things, bouncing signals around and listening to earthquakes. Like, how does that sound, Pete? That earthquake was pretty big. It's like, what can you tell by that? Well, I'm thinking that the core of the Earth has a liquid outer core that's made of liquid. It's nickel and iron, I think. Well, let's look at the data. Are you sure about that? Well, it doesn't bounce back right away. What does that tell you? I don't know. It's theoretical. Okay? Nobody knows what's in the center of the Earth, folks. Scientists don't know, but look at all the bullshit they're going to feed you. Okay? They're looking at lines and data, making guesses, admitting to being theoretical. They get a sense of the innards. That's a pretty weak. Are you sure? Well, we get a sense of it. And theoretically, we think we know. No, nobody knows. You know what's in my hand right now? It could be anything that fits in my hand, out of anything that you know. But what if it's something that you don't know? What if there's some other element that you've never seen? It would take you forever to guess what's inside my hand. You could bounce all the signals around you want, and you can compare those to how signals bounce off of other stuff that you know. You'd have to test everything. There is no way to know. It's like trying to reverse engineer a cake. Okay? Are you truly going to come up with an egg in a shell? Are you going to know that part of it was discarded, the shell? Are you going to, after you've baked it, are you going to be able to tear that apart and know that an egg was used? Are you ever going to be able to figure that out? No, you're not. Some things cannot be reverse engineered. Some things are truly above science. The core of the Earth would be above science. That would be one of those things that they just don't know. But they sure act like they do. Now, I've got something in my hands. Can you guess what it is? How long would it have taken you to get this? I've got air in my hands. Air has mass. I have something in my hands. I grabbed a handful of air real quick. Boom. You'd have never got it. Okay? Same thing here. Scientists don't know. They don't know anything.